woman who gave birth to Malcolm. Louise and young little, a freedom fighter too. A famous Grenadian, she come from Landigland. Louise and young little, must be remembered too.
Everyone, good evening, and thank you for joining us wherever you are joining us from. My name is Tesfa Peterson, and I'm pleased to be one of your co-moderators for this evening's Legacies Community Heritage and Honors Program in collaboration with the IPE Dare to Understand Heritage Education Series, the Grenada Education and Development Program Grenada, Caribbean Freedom Fighters, and the Grenada National Reparations Committee. This evening, we're coming together for the 6th in a series of lectures honoring the person of Helen Louise Langdon Little and her son, Malcolm X, and their life journey, remembering, memorializing, commemorating, and honoring their life and legacy. This evening, we are pleased to have with us a panel of excellent scholars who will be exploring topics of Pan-Africanism, thinking about the current moment that we're in with the pardoning of UNIA stalwart Marcus Garvey, thinking about Malcolm X and his relationships to continental Africa. How do we reflect on Malcolm X's liberation consciousness 100 years after his birth and 60 years after his assassination? President Joe Biden's decision to pardon Marcus Garvey, a renowned civil rights leader, has sent shockwaves of excitement through Black diaspora communities worldwide. Garvey, who passed away in 1940, was a pivotal figure in the Pan-African movement, advocating for Black pride, self-reliance, and unity. Garvey's conviction in 1923 for mail fraud was widely seen as a politically motivated move to silence him. His sentence was commuted by President Calvin Coolidge in 1927, but the conviction remained a stain on his legacy. This pardon is a crucial step towards honoring the legacy of a civil rights icon and repairing the systemic injustices that have plagued Black communities for centuries. This pardon also holds profound significance for Black diasporic communities as Garvey's work continues to inspire generations of activists, artists, and leaders. His legacy extends far beyond his own lifetime, influencing iconic figures such as our own Grenadian mother and son, Helen Louise Langdon and Malcolm X. Helen's relationship to Garveyism is well documented, as noted by scholars like Dr. Eric McDuffie and our own Dr. Mal Collins. Helen's political consciousness was developed in part by her uncle, a dedicated Garveyite. After moving away from Grenada in the early 20th century, Helen Louise took her Garveyism and her knowledge to the Montreal UNIA, ultimately marrying fellow Garveyite Earl Little. When Helen Louise left Grenada in 1917, she could not have imagined the impact that move would make. Part of our mission continues to be to inspire a new generation of leaders and activists in Grenadian communities at home and abroad by ensuring that Garvey's vision of a united and empowered Black diaspora continues to resonate throughout the world in the life and legacy of our beloved Helen Louise Langdon Little. We are pleased to welcome with us this evening to this evening's program, held under the theme Remembering, Memorializing, Commemorating, Honoring the Life's Journey and Legacy of Helen Louise Emily Langdon Little and Malcolm X, Their Legacy, Our Heritage, or History. This public education forum is being facilitated by the Legacies Community Heritage Honors Program in collaboration with the IPE Dare to Understand series. This evening, I welcome you again to what is bound to be a very exciting, very thought-provoking, and very inspiring lecture. Before we get into this evening's program, just a little background on the IPE and the IPE Dare to Understand Heritage series. The IPE is the Institute for People's Enlightenment, which was incorporated in Grenada in June 2004. The IPE has been mandated to carry on business of a philanthropic, charitable, and educational nature. And some of its objectives are to stage people's education fora, special lectures, seminars, and workshops geared towards popular education and the enlightenment of people, and to foster the recognition and commemoration of hallmark historical and cultural figures and events, two of the mandates that we are proud to be undertaking this evening. As we move through this evening's program, I urge you to sit back, relax, enjoy, think of questions that you may have for our panelists. At this time, I'm pleased to welcome to give a little background on the Ladigue heritage work from the Ladigue community, Marieve Wells Marrast. Marieve?
Hi, Tesfa, and thank you so much for your opening reflection and setting the tone for this evening's proceeding. Good evening, everyone. The Ladigue Community Heritage and Honors Program began in 2019 with the formation of a working committee of IPE and Ladigue community volunteers. Its main aim was to organize a commemorative emancipation lecture delivered by Professor Merle Collins in July of 2019. In that same year, and during that same period, July 2019, the program included the lecture, a goodwill concert, and exhibition, all staged at the Holy Innocents Anglican Primary School, which was a school attended by Louise Langdon Little. In the intervening years, the development of the Ladigue Community Heritage and Honors Program and the staging of the annual community public education lectures on the third Monday of February from 2020 to present with the support of the Ladigue diaspora community, the IPE, Caribbean Freedom Fighters, Grenada, and for the first time, the Grenada National Reparations Committee, GNRC. Looking forward, we have the pending registration of the Ladigue Community Heritage Honors Organization as a full-fledged NGO. And that's something that we look forward to give our organization status. And on a special note, I would like to mention that as an organization, we are also happy to partner with other groups. And we recently started the first steps or initial steps in partnering with a Diaspora Ladigue Community Development and Enrichment Partnership, which you will hear a little bit about later on in the program. At this time, I would like to invite one of the founding directors of the Ladigue Community Heritage and Honors Program to bring some brief remarks and to do a citation on Louise Langdon Little's life. Lindona Laguerre is a teacher for the last 20 years at the Boca Secondary School. She specializes in the teaching of French and has previously taught both English A and English B. She holds a Bachelor of Education degree in Language Education, Literatures of English from the UWI Open Campus, and a Master's of Arts degree in Learning and Teaching from the University of Roehampton, London. She is also a certified DEFL, French Language Diploma Instructor and Examiner, and has completed various certificate courses in French language learning and pedagogy. Let's welcome Lindona to give her remarks.
Thank you, Marieve. Good evening, everyone, and a special welcome to our scholars this evening, Professor Austin, Dr. Jacobs, Dr. Gyamfi, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us on the program tonight in Grenada and in the diaspora. And we hope that tonight's session will be informative and you will go forth and make your mark as future influencers. Citation to honor Louise Helen Norton Little Nay Langdon. Helen Norton Little Nay Langdon, granddaughter of Jupiter and Mary Jane Langdon, to be liberated Africans, was in 1896 on Grenadian soil in the village of Ladigue St. Andrews. A proud daughter of Grenada, Louise read everything she could. She was particularly concerned with the mistreatment of people of color in her community. She took that love for words and activism with her to Montreal in 1917, where she became a stalwart member of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, an organization founded by Marcus Garvey, the Black nationalist leader. Her involvement in the UNIA led to her meeting with Earl Little, a Baptist preacher, another activist. 2 years later, Earl and Louise were married in the US and went on to have 7 children. Along with her husband, Earl Little, she built a legacy of Black fortitude and pride, one based on shared commitment to political change and activism, a legacy that was furthered by the life pursuits of their children, of which Malcolm X was the fourth. As an active member of the UNIA and UNIA secretary, she was lauded to have actively worked alongside Earl in promoting the UNIA ideals and rumored to have played a pivotal role in the editing, publishing, and distribution of the Negro World, the Garveyite newspaper. Her close working relationship extended to letter writing and providing a place of refuge when he was being hunted by the FBI. Louise Little, daughter of Ladigue, an activist, a proud Black woman, an educator, a mother, we honor you today. We honor your legacy as a brilliant thinker, a committed activist, a proud and resilient woman. Your love for your people and concern for their struggles was eloquently expressed in your life work and in the lives of your children. Our Grenadian hearts burst with pride and with the knowledge that your activism was cultivated right here on Grenadian soil, providing everlasting inspiration for future generations of Grenadian women. We are proud to call you our own. Your commitment to education and Black nationalism are to be emulated. You gave the world a great gift in the life and legacy of your son Malcolm. Your son was proud to tell the world of your proud spirit and your dedication to educating your children while doing your best to protect them in a racist society. For all the ways that you fought on the side of the oppressed, we are proud to call you our own. We honor you, daughter of Ladigue, proud product of our Grenadian soil, an example to be educator extraordinaire. We are proud to call you our own. We honor you. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Thank you very much, Lindana, for that beautiful citation lauding the life and work of our dear foremother and Ladigue native, Helen Louise Nay Langdon. At this time, I'm pleased to offer some information on one of our dear partners for this evening's program, the Grenada National Reparations Committee. This evening's discussion will cover the gamut from thinking with the tenets of the UNIA in the current moment, but also thinking that in terms of diaspora, thinking about our connections to the African diaspora, our connections to the African continent as people of the African diaspora. And the CARICOM Reparations Committee has been doing work to that end for more than a decade. And in Grenada, our own Grenada National Reparations Committee, a 9-member committee, was appointed by Cabinet on March 15th, 2021, under the purview of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, with the mandate to establish the moral, ethical, and legal case for the payment of reparations by governments of all of the former colonial powers and the relevant institutions of those countries, in the nations and people of the Caribbean community, for the crimes against humanity of native genocide, the transatlantic slave trade, and a racialized system of chattel slavery. Some of the mandates include to provide advice, make policy recommendations to Grenada's cabinet, specifically to the minister with responsibility for reparations, and to coordinate a national strategy to implement those activities. Another mandate is to engage in public education, advocacy, negotiations, diplomacy, and outreach, and partnerships such as these for the development and implementation of the Grenada Reparations Program. So we thank the Grenada National Reparations Committee for being one of our collaborators for this evening's event. And I now pass you over to my co-moderator, who will introduce our first panelist this evening.
Thank you.
As a young woman, she left Grenada, looking for greener pasture. She migrated to Canada, with the spirit of Edo inside her. She became a Gabi walker, a Pan-Africanist fighter. Louise a freedom fighter too, a famous Grenadian. She come from Landigland. Louise